So without further ado, let's do this. So basically, Malca, which is our armored courier service for delivery, just came by and dropped off what is the most expensive MSRP Rolex that I can think of. Maybe I'm missing something. If any of you know if I'm missing something, comment what that watch is down below. But I'm really trying to have a good thought about this, and I'm pretty sure this is not only the most expensive Rolex secondary market value right now out there, outside of all the vintage stuff, because obviously the vintage stuff, there's anomalies, but I'm talking about modern Rolex. This is the most expensive secondary market, also MSRP Rolex right now. Pretty excited to have it here. We were just filming for the YouTube channel and letting people know that this is a pretty full circle moment. In this business, you have to network a lot in order to make deals happen. This individual that we did this deal with is somebody that I knew of in the Dallas area as a big watch guy. I knew he had the funds to do some crazy pieces. I knew he had been doing deals actually with another company that I knew of. And so I was hoping that someday I could earn his business. And so when I had the Ferrari about a couple years ago, went to Cars and Coffee, was able to kind of chop it up a little bit with him. He noticed the RM I was wearing, and he had a 5990, which he actually ended up trading towards this watch. Yep. And then we ended up later connecting again. He bought an RM65, which he also traded back in now for this watch. So he's traded an RM65, a 5990, plus 7 more Rolexes just to get this one Rolex. Yeah. So it's a pretty crazy deal. Very big full circle moment. I'm just excited. We do watches all the time, but sometimes with the hard work and the things that you put into it to network with individuals and to also become their trusted dealer takes a lot of behind the scenes work that we don't get to really showcase sometimes because of privacy and things of that nature. But really cool that we finally got this deal done. I'm really excited to get this in his hands, and I know he's really excited to have this. So without further ado, let's open this up. For the people on YouTube right now, normally you guys know that we do FedEx. Although this is FedEx, it didn't come FedEx, it came Malca Armored Courier. Obviously watches of this caliber require a little extra caution and protection and security when delivering. I wish it came in a more beautiful box, but whatever, we're not here for the box on the outside. We're here for this ginormous, we've made fun of Rolex having shoe boxes. This is, I think, the biggest Rolex box you can get. This box is made specifically and only for this particular watch. This watch, from what I understand, this box does not come with any other Rolexes out there. Not even the Oyster Flex version of this watch comes with this box. It's only this watch. So Rolex, as you guys can see, normally Rolex doesn't do that. This particular watch, the box has the screen printing versus other ones is just that embossed crown. But this is a special watch, they're letting you know. And just look at this beautiful, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this beautiful wooden box with like, I'm assuming it's like brass inlaying. The design of it is really contemporary, kind of like I'd say mid-century modern kind of vibe a little bit. It's modern, traditional.
Unlike any other Rolex.
I would put this in my master bedroom on my dresser for sure, on my nightstand. This is gorgeous. So let's take this box out. Really special piece.
Even just the padding, they went over the top.
All right, ready? Guys, we have what we know, or it's rumored to be limited of only 18 of these pieces total. Some split between new reference, some old reference, but guys, this is a 326 959 TBR Rolex Sky Dweller with Meteorite dial, all white gold with full bracelet, baguettes, pave. Ready?
Yeah.
Brand new condition, never been worn, straight from the original client who bought it from the AD. Full links, obviously, but just look at this insanity. This is insane. And one thing I'm noticing, guys, right off the bat is look how thick those links are. Because they're having to set them with baguettes, these links are so much thicker than the actual original like Sky Dweller Oyster links. They're just different.
Even just the changing in size of the diamonds to
I want to be able to
match the taper of the lugs.
Everything.
From the smaller diamonds to the larger diamonds is so perfectly set.
But guys, we have a piece that is a grail piece. I mean, this is as grail as it gets. This is holy grail level, holy grail status. I mean, just look at that insanity.
What's the weight feel like, Josh?
I mean, the weight, you tell me. It almost feels like the weight of a platinum
piece. It does
piece.
feel like the weight of a platinum. That's what I was wondering, is if it would feel comfortable, and it definitely does. Oh my gosh. And then Sky Dwellers are already center heavy, let alone with the baguettes and the pave and everything around the sides.
And what I will say is we don't have the best lighting in the store. If we took it outside, it would be even more insanity. But in here, it's already like, look at that.
The way that it's reflecting the light and playing with it
is
insane. You cannot wear this watch without literally drawing the whole world's attention. That's incredible.
But guys, I'm just honored that we got to get this deal done. I'm stoked of who it's going to. It's just a crazy piece. Just really cool that we have it here. Very excited to get this into the hands of its rightful owner. Oh, and just for everybody wondering, this doesn't have a normal bracelet. It's a hidden bracelet. So a hidden clasp bracelet, which is really cool. I never really noticed or paid attention. I hate to even say that, I'm embarrassed to say that, but I honestly, because of the Oyster Flex version has the normal Sky Dweller style bracelet clasp, and they ice it out. But this one, they actually do a hidden clasp, which is something I had not noticed before, and I want to highlight that for sure. You don't really see a lot of these too. Normally when you see these posted or you see someone out there with it, you're not really getting a lot of detailed shots. You're normally just seeing the head like this, so I guess I missed it. But yeah, like I said, got the hidden clasp like that.
Really tasteful.
So right here at the crown, all you do is you put your nail there and easily it just comes down. These watches have a Meteorite dial with baguette indices. Every single Meteorite dial is one of one because it's literally the natural Meteorite, the way that the carbon content within the Meteorite takes to the, like, I think they do kind of like an acid type watch where it basically, whenever they put that finisher on it, depending on how the carbon reacts is how you get those intricate differences in the striations of the Meteorite. And so every single Meteorite is gonna be different. There's not gonna be one identical to the other. So that's a really cool thing for these because every single one of these, even though they look similar, every single one's gonna be completely different. I'm pretty sure, because I'm looking at this dial, just look at how much difference and contrast there is in there.
Yeah.
Rolex definitely, I could definitely say that they're probably reserving their better dials for watches like this because this one is gorgeous, probably one of the most beautiful ones I've seen. I'm not gonna show the price in this particular one because this is honestly, I'm having a hard time even finding that second one for a price that matches this one. This one, it took a lot of work to get this particular one with the budget that we had, and not even the budget, just because it wasn't about a budget, it was about how much his watches were gonna net him and how much he was gonna either have to come out of pocket or not come out of pocket. And so we were able to make this particular one work. Now we have another client who's interested as well, and we're trying to do the same thing, but we need the cost of it to be down. But if you were to come to WOLVYN, let's say today, and send us a wire and you were ready to go buy this watch right now, 800 grand. That's about the price right now, 800 grand. Maybe if we tried really hard, we can get it down a little cheaper, but definitely it's around 800 grand. Like our cost on something like this is like 775, 760, if we can find it for those prices. So I'm being very transparent. Obviously we're gonna need to make a good profit on something like this. Just the shipping to get this piece here was what? Like 4 or 5 grand. So that kind of shows you guys a little bit of the cost associated with doing business like this, plus the insurance we carry here and everything that we do. But yeah, it's about $800,000 piece. I know other dealers are asking $850, and I mean, it's appropriate because of the cost and how much it takes to stock these pieces. Totally understand why other dealers would charge that much. Because we are sourcing it and we're taking some watches, we kind of try to work with the client to make it as seamless for them and as pain-free as possible, so to speak. So we're working on another one. So if anybody has one of these and you're ready to sell it, give me a call. We're literally looking for one right now. So totally in the works.
Okay guys, this is a very special piece, and in order to show this watch in its true beauty, the best way to do that is to be able to get a good look of it outside with a lot of sun. So thankfully it's a sunny day today, but we wanted to show you guys, and no matter how hard we try, you're not gonna be able to see its true beauty on camera. We're doing our best, but we're gonna go ahead and take it out of focus in some shots, and that way you can kind of see the sparkly effect of it. And then we'll go ahead and focus it so you can see those beautiful baguettes and beautiful diamonds that are perfectly set in there. And a watch like this is a watch that they don't just put any diamonds in. It takes a lot of work and diamonds and trial and error to be able to get only the best of the best in this watch. This truly is part of what makes this watch so expensive. It is actually the most expensive watch that you can buy from Rolex. This is their true pride and joy, is putting in all of that effort in all the other watches that they make, is really just to show what they can do. And this is a watch that definitely shows off what they can do. Everything in this watch, all the diamonds are beautifully hand-picked and perfectly set in this watch. And so we're gonna try to capture some of that for you guys. This watch, as I'm looking at it right now and the sun glaring at it, I can see it glimmering at just every single angle that there's light coming at it. And you see all the different colors that you would see on a diamond reflecting, and you see all the intricate details of that beautiful baguette diamonds and the round diamonds. And then just the cherry on top is that beautiful meteorite dial. And this dial right here is perfect to go along with this watch. As you can see, it just complements this watch perfectly. It gives it just a nice subtle contrast, but at the same time, it gives it that beautiful meteorite texture in there. So right now we have it in a blurry effect, and while it's in the blurry effect, you can see just how much light this thing will reflect at any given angle with any amount of light. Even in low light, we've had it inside the store in some low light areas, and this watch will just glimmer, and that truly goes to show the quality of diamonds that are in this watch. And something that I love about this watch is, I'm gonna flip it over to the bracelet side, and you just get to see and appreciate that diamond way more. I am so glad that they went away with the normal sport model clasp, and they went ahead and made this into a hidden clasp. That way you get way more of those baguettes in there, way more of those diamonds, and it's just way more to appreciate into this watch. It also goes to show their attention to detail in all of the diamonds that were used in order to make this watch.
All right, y'all ready? Follow me this way. Yeah, right here. Go ahead and open them up, unless you don't want to, but most of my clients want to. I know Josh does. This is all you. We give you the WOLVYN experience. That's why we like to wrap them, and you don't have to save the tissue. You can rip it open like Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, all of it. Yeah, exactly. I took yours straight through the ultrasonic like I told you, and I knew that's all it would need. Because yours is, you know, like we talked about, it's just perfect, perfect.
Well, what's mine? Is mine perfect too?
Yeah, sir. Yours is another level. You're getting something that the price that you got this for, just, I mean, this is a story that you can tell for a long time that you actually got this for that price. That's incredible. Yeah. Incredible. Which one were you referring to? Sorry. Oh, this one here? Let me double check on it for you.
35.
You're trying to...
Wasn't that 35?
He tried the same thing with me yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
I quoted you. I quoted you 38.
That is a nice looking watch.
All good, guys.
Oh, that looks slick. You wore the right outfit for it today.
Yeah,
that is smart.
Obviously.
The John Mayer?
Yeah. But then you go ahead and grab that.
If you wanted to pull the trigger on that, we could do it today too. 68 and a half.
$1,000.
I've never sold a John Mayer that low.
Okay. What is it? Is it Daytona?
This is it, yeah. This is the same watch that I was just showing you. It's the Daytona, solid yellow gold, green
I
dial.
have a Daytona with a mother of pearl diamond.
Yeah,
Probably don't need that then.
yeah. Well, it depends. The green dial is a conversation. The John Mayer is a whole nother level. You can't get them. It's so hard to get. They were discontinued. You buy one from me at 68.5, turn around one day, sell it at 85 or more if it appreciates.
Right.
You're looking at another profit of around 15, just like you're looking at with the one that you bought today. So it's actually a really smart buy. That's a sick watch. So this is the John Mayer, but the white gold blue version. It's not quite as popular as the yellow gold green, but yeah, I think it's underrated. I love it.
69 for that, and that's was it green?
Yeah.
Is it coming back?
I mean, if you pull the trigger on it today, yeah, it's coming back. I can get it. I can get it for you. Absolutely. I'll say this. I know you were talking about the. Oh, my pleasure. You guys have been great. I know you were talking about deals at the end of the month, right, and all that stuff coming in. I won't have the John Mayer that long, guaranteed. So think about it. Dream about it.
69.
68.
68.
Yeah, better than that. It was 68 and a half, but for you, 68.
These halves don't work.
I know the halves don't work for you, but you got to remember the half is already off 15, like 15. Let me get the door for you. Donnie, pleasure. Josh, pleasure.
It's good to see you.
If anything changes on the John Mayer as you guys are thinking about it, or you get somebody else, like, call me quick. See what you can do. Wow, okay, so Donnie is really close. And he didn't pull the trigger today, but he heard we have a really good deal on a green dial John Mayer right now, which we do. And I'm gonna see, but I think he'll sleep on it, dream about it tonight, and then we'll see if we can get him to come back in store, and you guys will see a little bit more of Josh and Donnie soon.
All right, guys, so these are the two watches that we just got back from that trade deal, and these are some really amazing watches, so I really wanted to take a second to show you guys and go through them a little bit. I know you guys have seen this one on the channel quite a bit recently. We've had a few come in. This is another one we just got in. This is the beautiful full solid rose gold 5990/1R. The /1R means that it is on a bracelet, and this watch is just such a beauty. That blue dial on this Patek with the contrast on the rose gold just looks so elegant and puts this watch in another level. For those of you who don't know, this watch is a dual time flyback chronograph, which means that there is plenty of complication and capability within this watch. It's not just a pretty watch. You get so much value from something like this, and even though it does have a very hefty secondary market premium, this watch is known to be the holy grail of the Nautilus collection. Before you start getting into all of the diamond baguettes and all that stuff, this is the Mac Daddy, the highest level that you can go within a Nautilus. So this one is very special. We have this one right here. These really don't last that long here at WOLVYN, but if it is available by the time this releases, reach out to us and we'll give you all the details on this one. And next is one that I've been wanting to talk about on the channel for quite a while, because I've seen some come in and out several times at this point. And it's a watch that just, I don't think enough people know about or really just understand. And that is this, the RM 6501. And this one right here is in that beautiful rose gold. And before I get into why this watch is so special, I wanted to address the elephant in the room. This is a very big watch. And yes, I do know that. It wears very big, and on somebody with the smaller wrists like me, this could look funky at times if somebody like me tried to put it on. However, let me go through why this watch is so important, and if you're like me, you may not even care about the size after hearing about this. So this watch is actually Richard Mille's most complicated movement that they make. And they've made some pretty amazing movements, some beautiful movements, ones that are suspended from the case to not absorb so much shock. However, this is the one with the most complication within the movement. Now, let me tell you a little bit of what this movement can do. So obviously you have your time, you have your date, and this watch is a split seconds flyback chronograph, meaning that you can track 2 different times with the chronograph, but it is also a flyback. So you don't have to hit that start and stop to reset it. You can just go ahead and reset it. Not only that, within this watch, you can also change the function of the watch, and it will show you which setting you are in that you are changing. So at the bottom, you have the W, and then in the middle, you have the D. At the top, you have the H. The W is gonna stand for wind. So if I go ahead and turn the crown right now, that is going to be winding the movement. And in order to change the function, if I wanted to change the date, then I'm gonna go ahead and push this crown right here. And it now brings the arrow from the W to the D, so I can now go ahead and turn the crown and change the date. Now, we're not done there. We still have the H, and the H means the hour. So I push the crown one more time, and that's gonna change it from the D to the H, and now I can change the time with the minutes and the hour and set the correct time on the watch. Now, we're not done there. In order to reset it, I can push that crown one more time. That way, whenever I wear it, I prefer it to be in the wind mode so it doesn't I don't accidentally knock the crown on something and change the date or the time by accident. So the wind is probably where I'll be keeping it while wearing it. Let's say that you did want to keep it in the wind or the date, or maybe you've already set the watch down and it's not wound and you're setting the time and you're like, oh, I need to go ahead and wind the watch now because it's at the correct time. You can do that without having to change this arrow back to the W. And let me show you how that is. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on the date function. So right now, if I were to move the crown, it's gonna be changing the date, but I can still wind the watch without having to move it back to that wind function. And I'm gonna show you how that is right here. And that is this bottom pusher. And the reason, again, a reason why this watch is so big is because you have 4 pushers on each side Each of them have different functions, and the function for this red one down here is going to be a wind function, which is something that is very unique and very out of the box thinking from Richard Mille. And so if I push this button right here, it is going to be winding the watch. Whenever you're pushing the button, you can actually hear the movement getting wound. Now that's just something out of this world. And it goes to show how much detail they put into this watch. Not only that, when you really get a second to just look at all of the details and intricacies and the horology and the innovation that goes into this watch, even just having this concave rose gold piece that is perfectly brushed all throughout with that concave in crystal as well. And then they didn't just stop there on the underside, they still made it concave as well, so it can fit very nicely on your wrist. Same thing with that crystal on the back showing the movement. It's going to fit very nicely on the wrist, and you're still gonna get that open case back showing your oscillating wheel in the back and showing the back of that beautiful movement. And something that I really like about these Richard Milles is that they not only show the movement and they're very nice skeleton watches, but they also knew that they were going to be showing something that needed to be shown off. And so they went ahead and made very beautiful finishings on every single piece. And they even added some color in there, knowing that people don't want to just look at the movement, but they want to be able to still tell the time. So with all of your rings in there, it's still showing every bit of that movement, but you can still see all of the numbers and everything in your bright color so that you don't get lost in that movement, ensuring that you always know the time of day with just a glance. So Richard Mille really thought about everything whenever they made this watch. They knew that their clients are gonna want to be able to see the time, be able to see the functions, and actually not guess, but be able to see what numbers each one were on. And if you're somebody who doesn't like the rose gold, then they do come with different options. They make this option in that carbon NTPT, which is probably my favorite option in this one. However, I will say when you do go with the gold, you get that nice hefty weight to it. Some people I've heard complain that whenever they hold a Richard Mille, it feels very light and almost like a toy. So with the rose gold, that's going to help that. And it's not gonna feel as lightweight and just like some little toy. You'll actually get that heft. For those of you who apply luxury with heft and like thick leathers, this is what you're gonna get out of the rose gold. I would definitely recommend the rose gold for those types of people. With this sizing as well, the sizing is also gonna help you feel like it's something substantial on your wrist. And when you're paying this kind of money for a watch, you definitely wanna be able to remember that you have something special. And then we're almost done talking about this watch, but I'm gonna flip it over to the back. And this isn't particular to the RM65, which I'm glad it isn't, because you can find this in other Richard Mille models, but still something worth mentioning going over. And that is this clasp right here. The clasp right here is made with magnets. So whenever you do fold this over, and it may be a little confusing at first, but this is a double deployant clasp on a strap. So you fold this one over and you'll feel that nice snap in there to let you know that it's in there secure. And this isn't really gonna come off unless you really yank it off, because these magnets are very strong in there, and I'm so glad that they did that. And then with this one, you bring it back over as well. And then you can just fold this over, put it in your loops, and you're good to go. And then they didn't just stop there. If you get one with the rose gold, they're also gonna give you that rose gold clasp as well to go ahead and match the rest of the watch. So that rose gold on this red strap, it just looks amazing. You can also change these straps out, which you can get really creative with these. We have this one on the red right now, and it definitely matches a lot of what's on the watch already. But I've seen this watch in green, which matches some of the colors that are in there. You can also get this watch in yellow, and they make so many different colors, so you can really get creative with this and change the watch entirely with just the strap. And if you're one of those guys that likes to match their outfits or match their car or what have you, you can definitely do that with the Richard Mille, and that's something that they thought of. They definitely nailed it with that. All right, guys, so that pretty much sums it up. I mean, I could talk about this watch for hours, and it's definitely one of Richard Mille's watches that gets me the most intrigued. So maybe if you've never really been explained why Richard Mille is so special, hopefully this helps at least a little bit. And if you have any more questions about this, reach out to us. I know this is a lot to go over sometimes, but this is the type of stuff that we get excited about, is going over some of these special aspects of each watch. This is one that I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while, because it's something that comes in and out, and I get to show people, but they don't truly get to understand why it's so special. So I wanted to take that time, and hopefully this helps you guys to understand a little bit more about why Richard Mille does what they do and why they're such special watches. Now again, this is another type of watch that doesn't typically last long here at WOLVYN, but if it is still here by the time this video releases, definitely go check it out. If you are local, definitely come by and see this watch in person, because I can't stress this enough. Nothing beats seeing a watch in person and being able to use it and kind of play with it on your own. Getting to understand and feel the watch beats any picture you can see online. So definitely come check it out if you're local. We're also more than happy to send you guys pictures, videos, all that sort of stuff, and even talk watches. So if you're looking for this watch or another watch, let us know, and we're here to help you guys.
Yeah, we'll talk after. Okay, thanks, Phil. All right, bye-bye. Well, there's so much like backstory to this client, but he came in yesterday for the first time, just coming in. He wasn't really looking to buy a watch. He was just kind of interested in, I think, just looking to see what we had. You know, he's seen us on social media and he's heard about WOLVYN, and I think that the name of our company is moving around so much in the watch world right now. So I think people are just curious to see, like, what's the hype with this company? What is it that they have to offer? What is their inventory? Why are they always coming up on my social media? Let me go by and see like what they really have. And I think they come here and they're shocked because we have great inventory. Like, it's hard to beat what we have to offer here, and our prices are pretty fair. And not only are they fair, but we are honorable here, and I think that we deal with people with integrity, and I think people see that. Like, you can see that we're not trying to be shady, we're not trying to get an extra $1,000 off of you. If anything, we're trying to give you a good experience. We want you to come back. That's the whole point. And so he came in here really not expecting to buy a watch, and he fell in love with two. He ended up leaving with one. Like I told him yesterday, the piece that he found, the price that we had it was such a great deal that unfortunately it sold yesterday, and now he's kicking himself because he wants it. So luckily we have a second one. It's really similar but not exactly the same. So that's kind of where I come in, trying to kind of build perspective and let him know, like, this watch is still worthy of what we're offering it for. So hopefully he'll get it today. We'll see. He's gonna call me back, but I'm gonna send him a video to try and see if I can win him over. I understand. It's still very valuable. I mean, it's a discontinued piece, and if you look at the numbers online, they're going right now for in the 70s. So you're still, even right now, it's still a safe purchase. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the video so you can see it in the sunlight. Here's the thing, Phil, just being honest. I think that yesterday we focused so much on the baguette dial that you didn't really get to really fall in love with the Roman numeral one. I think that if you were to see this one again, you would kind of feel differently about it because it is still very, very beautiful. And I think that there's so much uniqueness in the Roman numerals. I think that the baguettes blend into the dial. So from far, all you see is the ice blue. But when you're wearing that piece and you see the blue Roman numerals on the ice blue dial, it just kind of really jumps at you, and I think it would be so much more of a conversation piece. But I'll send you the video and I'll let you think about it, and I'm willing to do whatever I can on my end to kind of remedy what happened before. This is what it takes. I know like nobody sees all of this, but when you see those really nice pictures on Instagram and you get the videos that we send, this is what it takes. Like, we're not just picking up the phone and selling a watch. You're not just coming in here and buying a watch. We do so much behind the scenes that people don't know that go into these transactions. And it's not about selling a watch, it's about creating relationships. Like, we don't ever want any customer to question, like, does it have this or does it have that? Am I gonna get this watch and not love it? Like, you're gonna love it if you get it from us. We're gonna make sure that before you purchase it, okay? So here I am sending my client another video of the watch just so he could really see like every single angle of the watch and see that there are no hairlines, no scratches, that really the condition that I'm promising him is what he's gonna get. This watch is a no-brainer. It's a James Cameron Deep Sea. Just look at the detailing of that dial there. Like, it's a very, very cool looking watch. And the condition of this one, with the price that we have it for, is unbeatable. I mean, I wish somebody would try to match our offer because really it's just, they're not gonna be able to. Not with this condition. And I say that and we stand on that every time.
All right, so we've been talking for about a year now, going through some different watches. Finally, you live in Midland, so it was quite a drive, but made it out here, and he said this time I'm walking away with the Rolex, so we got this Rolex, and I'll let him open up and show you guys.
Yeah.
And this isn't your first Rolex, is it?
No, this is the first Rolex.
First Rolex?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
41mm Submariner.
With that beautiful Starbucks. Go. Looks so good. So he was looking for a daily. Obviously, it's his first Rolex. So he wanted something that's a little more fun, not just too plain. So with the Starbucks, that green bezel makes it pop a little bit more. It was the perfect thing that we could look at. We looked at some other options with gold, but for a daily, this one's the one that worked out the best.